Fox 61 News at 10 starts now.
Right now at 10, one Connecticut man says he caught someone trying to steal his car. We'll show you the video of what happened and hear from him in a Fox 61 exclusive.
As the world mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II, Britain gets ready for its next steps. We're going to show you how the world is honoring the Queen, including one store in our state.
And Hartford is bringing the music to close out the summer in the capital city tonight. We'll hear the sounds of the Heartbeat Music Festival.
And we begin with a Fox 61 exclusive, heart-stopping moments for a Middletown man who had to make a split-second decision when someone tried to take his car. Good evening, I'm Jen Bernstein.
And I'm Brent Harden. Thanks for joining us. That encounter was caught on camera.
He shared that video only with Fox 61's Alicia Machado. She joins us in studio tonight. Alicia, what did he say about the whole incident?
Well, yeah, he said these were really shocking moments for him in the video that you guys are about to see today. That dash cam video, you see a little bit of here. You see a little bit of that dash cam video here. It shows the suspect entering a car in front of the owner's home as he runs from the scene. The vehicle's owner is shaken up again, but says he wants to share his story to make sure his neighbors are aware that nothing like this happens again.
Frightening moments for a Middletown homeowner caught on camera early Thursday morning.
Their intention was to actually see my car.
This Middletown resident did not want us to reveal his name for safety reasons, but agreed to share his story with Fox 61 to make sure this doesn't happen to anyone else. He says Thursday morning around 6, he was getting ready to leave for work and took his car out of the garage. He parked on the street in front of his family's home on Morning Glory Drive, as he typically does. But this time, the car left running and unattended, keys inside.
I went inside, I closed the garage, and then I was about to leave when I saw this guy standing next to my car. He ducked. He ducked as soon as I opened my door. And then he went inside, got inside my car and locked the door. Everything's caught on my dash cam.
Dash cam video he shared with Fox 61 News. You can hear the door open. The owner yells. And the suspect breathing heavily. He tries to get in the car, but the doors are locked from inside. You can hear as the owner tries to get in.
I started pounding on my window, telling him to get out of my car, and I can see that he's been struggling, trying to change the gear from park to drive.
You can hear the suspect stepping on the accelerator. The owner's wife starts to scream and he runs to her. Then video catches the suspect in a black hoodie and mask running from the car into another SUV down the street. They called 911. Thankfully, no one was injured and nothing stolen, but an eye-opening experience for the family.
It was pretty scary. It's a warning to everyone not to leave your car running, even for a few seconds.
We reached out to Middletown police, who confirm they received the suspicious activity complaint. PD says they don't have any suspects at this time and have no way of knowing if it was an attempt to steal the car or someone rummaging around. But the owner says the intent was clear and wants to make sure neighbors are aware.
Anything could happen. Locked your side doors, back door.
Now, neighbors I spoke with say tonight that say a car was stolen on the same street a couple years ago, and others have had bikes stolen as well. Also, last year, police say that there was a carjacking at an apartment complex a mile away. Now, neighbors say they want more patrols in their area to help keep residents safe. Back to you.
Wow, Alicia, thank you very much.
You can't leave your car running in your driveway 10 feet from your door anymore, really.
Yeah.
I mean, it's not going to happen every time. It's not that likely, but the risk is there.
I know, and that's a reminder.
Anywhere.
We keep hearing about that, but to watch it unfold in that manner is pretty scary.
Yeah, it was dramatic.
All right, let's switch gears and talk about the forecast with Chief Meteorologist Rachel Frank. A beautiful moon behind you right now.
Oh, yes, we've got a full moon out there tonight. And not only that, but some of the photos that we have a little bit of a reddish hue to them. And the reason why is because there's wildfire smoke in the atmosphere from fires all the way out west. This photo from Jill Hetzel in Marlborough. She actually took this one yesterday, but I thought it was such a nice shot. This one from Ian Bethune in Windsor Locks. He said he took this from Hertz, where he works, overlooking Bradley International Airport. That reddish glow, so apparent in this photo. And from E-Weather in Higganum, overlooking the Connecticut River. Look at the color there, and I love the reflection of the moon in the water as well. This is historically known as the full harvest moon, and one of the reasons why is because this is the time of year that farmers are maybe doing one of their final harvests, but also because the moon ends up coming up around sunset and it ends up setting around sunrise. So that would allow farmers to work throughout the night by the light of the moon, giving them extra time to harvest their crops. Temperatures right now in the 60s to right around 70 degrees. It is another beautiful night ahead. Open up the windows, no air conditioning required, as long as you're not allergic to all the pollen that's out there. Temperatures in the 50s to right around 60 degrees, and tomorrow is warmer. You know, the last few days we've taken a page out of early fall, but tomorrow we are going to climb into the mid 80s, maybe even upper 80s for a few towns. Increasing clouds heading through tomorrow night, and then we see a lot more clouds for your Sunday, even some showers by Sunday evening. We'll time it out for you coming up.
Sounds good, Rachel. Thank you. In a Fox 61 follow-up tonight, we are hearing from the Wethersfield teen who says he was attacked and robbed while at a school bus stop. It happened around 7 yesterday morning as he waited for the bus to take him to school. The teen says two people jumped out of a car and assaulted him. They stole his cell phone and then jumped back in their car. The teen says he tried to fight back.
One dude gets out in a COVID mask and like a black hoodie, and he tells me to give him my stuff. And I say no. Then he starts, hitting me, and I hit him back.
Police did find that cell phone later in the day, although it had been damaged. No suspects have been identified as of yet, but the teen says he thinks the two who attacked him were also teenagers.
Well, new developments tonight as Connecticut's Inspector General rules a Meriden police officer was justified when he shot a man in the stomach last year.
Don't you move.
Don't move.
Officer Eric Simonson shot Kenneth Struthers at the Flamingo Inn on North Broad Street back in February 2021. The Inspector General's investigation showed Officer Simonson reasonably believed that Struthers had a gun and was ready to shoot. The report showed Officer Simonson shot through a window of a car, hitting Struthers in the stomach. Police say a gun was found under Struthers as they treated him for his injuries. The investigation says when Struthers was at the hospital, he told the staff that he wanted to die by a police shooting.
The bells tolling at Westminster Abbey as the United Kingdom mourns the death of Queen Elizabeth II. She was 96 years old and was Britain's longest-serving monarch, reigning for 70 years. And following his mother's death, King Charles III is beginning his time on the throne.
Yeah, the new king and queen consort Camilla arrived at Buckingham Palace after spending last night at Balmoral Castle in Scotland, where the queen died. The king was greeted by mourners and looked at the flowers left in the palace gates. Charles then gave his first speech as king, calling his mother Elizabeth a true inspiration.
Queen Elizabeth was a life well lived, a promise with destiny kept, and she is mourned most deeply in her passing. That promise of lifelong service I renew to all today.
And as Brits across the UK watched his first address, like at this pub in Edinburgh, Scotland, they heard King Charles outline some early goals of his. Charles says he has to take a step back from many of the charities, which was an important role he took on as the Prince of Wales.
I was very emotional, certainly at the end. I tell you what was amazing, was this pub here, in the middle of Camden, silent, listening to every word he said.
It was a significant moment, I think. I'm not much of a royalist myself, but it did feel quite big this news because she's reigned for so long.
The sign announcing the Queen's death was removed from Buckingham Palace this evening. King Charles III will be officially announced into his new role tomorrow after a meeting by a group of royal advisors called the Privy Council.
And later tonight at 10:30, our coverage of Queen Elizabeth's death continues. We'll take a look at how the world is honoring her, including the worlds of sports and music, and in fact, one retail store right here in Connecticut. Our Verified team will also tell us what's next for the British pound and the currency that had the Queen's face printed on it. All right, new at 10, it's an exciting weekend in Hartford, and it's kicking off with a lot of great music.
Yeah, the Heartbeat Music Festival returned to the capital city tonight.
Fox 61's Gabby Molina checked all the sights and sounds out tonight. She joins us live in Hartford to tell us how it's going. Gabby?
Brent, Jen, this is the 5th year of the Heartbeat Music Festival, but it is the biggest one yet this year with 2 full days of live music for the first time ever.
You can hear the capital city's heartbeat this weekend. The music festival on the Mortenson Riverfront Plaza will feature 3 stages for 2 days, making for one fun, family-friendly experience.
I think it's great. I think it's great for everybody. It's definitely a great family outing.
And there's a little bit of everything for everybody.
It's all genres and it's family friendly. So you're going to get country music and hip hop and jazz and rock and folk and world music, and it's free.
Featuring all local bands and artists, people attending said they're happy to be a part of it.
We're here to see some music. We love that Hartford does live music every year, and we just want to support that so it keeps happening.
Local food trucks and vendors also parked along the plaza, with a big emphasis on celebrating Connecticut businesses.
You know, there were a couple years where we didn't necessarily have these public events, so that's why I'm really excited about welcoming thousands of people to the plaza.
And it's a perfect weekend for it.
Beautiful. Not a cloud in the sky.
While you're here, city officials welcome you to check out everything else going on in Hartford.
If you don't know what to do in Hartford this weekend, you're not looking at all, because between Pride Fest, the Yard Goats Final Series, and this signature regional music festival here at the Riverfront, we got a lot going on. It's going to be a great weekend.
Lots of exciting things happening in the capital city this weekend. If you're interested in coming to the music festival, it's going to be going on all day tomorrow from 10:30 in the morning to 9 o'clock at night. Live in Hartford, Gabby Molina, Fox 61 News.